He absent-mindedly knocked a small figurine off the table without giving it much thought. Almost immediately after, he heard a loud crash outside the door. Driven by curiosity and a trace of concern, he stepped outside to see what had happened. What he found left him stunned. At the exact moment the figurine hit the ground, his closest friend collapsed without any warning. His friend was gone before anyone could even understand what was happening. Grief followed him throughout the funeral, but as soon as he stepped out of the church, a group of careless children began to mock him. "Hey buddy, where's Snow White?" Standing only 4 feet 5 inches tall, Finn was used to strange looks wherever he went. Even a simple trip to the grocery store meant whispers behind his back. He had learned to live with the jokes, though they still hurt from time to time. Beyond the laughter, his height caused real everyday problems. At checkout counters, cashiers often failed to notice him standing right in front of them. "Sorry, I didn't see you. Card? Cash." The words were polite, but the smile on the cashier's face told a different story. Despite all the mockery, Finn almost never lost his temper. He believed the only way to survive was to stay strong on the inside and ignore the noise around him. Still, the loss of his closest friend left a deep wound. Shortly after the funeral, a lawyer contacted him and explained that his friend had owned half an acre of land in New Jersey. On it stood an old, abandoned train depot that had long ago been converted into a small living space. Everything had been left to Finn. Maybe his friend had grown tired of judgment and jokes, or maybe he simply wanted peace. Finn decided to move into the depot. The area was quiet, surrounded by trees, with a long stretch of railroad cutting through the forest. The place was old and falling apart, with no electricity or running water, but Finn loved it. For the first time in a long while, he felt distance between himself and the people who mocked him. He slept better than he had in years. Early the next morning, he woke to the sound of a ringing bell. Stepping outside, he noticed a food truck parked near the door. The moment Joey heard someone approaching, he leaned out of the truck. Like most people, he looked surprised for a second, but quickly recovered and greeted Finn warmly, eagerly promoting his special coffee. Finn ordered a cup. Joey hadn't seen a new face in a long time, so he seemed unusually excited to talk. He handed over the coffee, introduced himself, and that's how the two men met. Later that day, Finn walked to the grocery store. A car suddenly swerved toward him. The driver was on the phone and completely distracted. With no time to react, Finn had no choice but to jump into the bushes. The driver, Olivia, saw him fall and rushed over to help, but as she tried to pull him up, she slipped and fell herself. Finn looked disheveled because of the incident, but he remained calm, though clearly uncomfortable. Olivia, overwhelmed with guilt, offered him a ride. After witnessing her driving skills, Finn immediately refused. Inside the store, the owner stared at him with open curiosity as Finn picked out his groceries. At one point, the owner even pulled out a camera and took a photo of the unfamiliar little man. Finn ignored it. He was used to that. After paying, he headed home, only to cross paths with Olivia again. This time, she spilled her hot coffee, panicked, and lost control of the steering wheel. The car veered toward Finn once more. He jumped into the bushes again to avoid being hit. Olivia couldn't understand why this kept happening. She rushed toward him, flustered and apologizing non-stop. "I can't. I'm so sorry. Please take this. Stay right there." No matter how she tried to explain, Finn felt as if she were doing it on purpose. She offered him a ride again, and once again he refused. When Finn finally reached home on foot, Joey's food truck was parked outside. Joey rushed over to greet him. Though Joey didn't live on the property, they were close enough to be considered neighbors. Finn declined Joey's invitation to sit with him. He enjoyed being alone, but soon he noticed a small girl watching him. She was only slightly taller than him, with dark skin, and she was often bullied by other children as well. To her, Finn looked like someone her own age, but when he turned around, his adult face frightened her and she ran away. Finn simply smiled. He had seen too many judging eyes for a child's curiosity to bother him. That night, someone knocked on Finn's door. He was surprised. He never imagined anyone would come all the way out to such a remote place. When he opened the door, it was Olivia. "Relax," she said lightly. "You're safe. No car this time." Her small joke broke the tension between them. She had brought him a housewarming gift, a bottle of wine. Trying to make conversation, she wandered around the room, curiously opening drawers. When she pulled one out, it suddenly collapsed, crashing to the floor and pulling her down with it. Finn rushed to help her up. Embarrassed, Olivia sat on the couch while Finn quietly gathered the books scattered across the floor. For a moment, Finn froze. Everyone carries their own grief. Olivia had buried hers deep inside, letting it eat away at her every day. Finn said nothing to comfort her. He knew that sometimes words mean nothing in the face of real tragedy. Maybe because he had lost someone too, he understood her pain without needing to name it. He allowed Olivia to stay the night. The house had only one couch, so Finn slept in the bathtub. The next morning, Olivia woke up and suddenly realized she had spent the night in a stranger's home. She grabbed her bag and rushed outside, only to bump into Joey. She often came to his food truck for coffee, and Joey had been trying to win her over for a while. Seeing Olivia come out of Finn's place set off every alarm in his head. Finn hurried over to Joey and asked about their relationship. It was clear Joey had misunderstood the situation. Just then, a phone began ringing inside the house. Finn realized Olivia had forgotten her phone. He had no intention of answering it, but Joey picked it up and handed it to him. A customer approached the truck, and Joey went back to work, but not before shouting, "Hey, what are you looking at? Shut up! He's a real man!" No one had ever spoken to Finn like that before. At first, he thought Joey was mocking him like everyone else, but when Joey repeated himself, Finn realized he meant it. Despite a life filled with cruelty, Finn knew he would occasionally meet people who treated him with genuine honesty. Moments like that brought him unexpected comfort. Later, Finn went to Olivia's house and quietly placed her phone by the door before leaving. Not long after, someone knocked on Olivia's window. It was her closest friend. After the death of her son, Olivia had left the city and moved into a small cabin deep in the woods. Worried about her mental state, her friend had traveled a long distance to check on her, but Olivia pushed her away. Seeing familiar faces only reminded her of her son. She dismissed her friend with a few quick words and rushed back inside. The following day, Finn went to the library. As he walked out holding a book, he startled the librarian. "Oh my God, I didn't know anyone was here! Can I help you? I'd like to borrow this book." "All right." She meant no harm, but the way she jumped wounded Finn's pride. He kept his face calm. He had learned long ago how to hide his feelings. To borrow the book, he needed a library card. At that moment, a woman's voice came from behind him. "You can use my card." It was Olivia. Hi, no, thank you. I'll come back later." Once again, Finn refused. He didn't want any more interaction with anyone. But later that day, when he returned home, he found the book placed neatly by his door. Joey told him Olivia had left it there. Joey felt a hint of jealousy, but more than anything, he wanted to be Finn's friend. He invited Finn to sit and have coffee with him. Once again, Finn declined. Even though Finn treated Joey with polite distance, Joey greeted him every day before leaving. And every time Joey drove away, Finn felt an unexpected emptiness in his chest. It wasn't that Finn didn't want friends, he was simply afraid of human nature, of the cruelty people could hide behind a smile. Pushing others away was the only way he knew to protect himself. He tried to keep his world closed, but Joey kept showing up. Joey didn't talk much about deep things, yet somehow he understood Finn. Whenever a customer mocked him, Joey would explode in anger. "Hey, what's wrong with you? Shut up!" Compared to the people filled with quiet contempt, Joey was genuinely kind to most strangers. Finn was like an animal in a zoo, something people stared at and mocked simply for being different. But Joey saw the pain behind his silence. He imagined the years of cruelty Finn must have endured. Joey stayed close. Finn rarely spoke, and Joey didn't even like books, but he could sit beside Finn for hours without complaining. No matter how little interest Finn showed in Joey's stories, Joey stayed. One afternoon, Olivia ran into them outside the supermarket. Joey suggested they all go on a picnic. Finn couldn't refuse Joey's enthusiasm and agreed. Joey handled the cooking while Finn and Olivia sat beneath a tree waiting. Just as Joey pulled out the steaks, his phone rang. It was his father. His father had been bedridden for years, and whenever he called, Joey had to return home immediately. Joey jumped into his truck and sped off, leaving Finn and Olivia alone in an awkward silence. They exchanged glances, unsure of what to say. After that day, Joey became Finn's shadow. Wherever Finn went, Joey followed. Finn loved sitting quietly and reading. Joey was restless, constantly moving, tossing stones just to pass the time. One loved stillness, the other motion, yet somehow they fit together. Sometimes Olivia joined them. The three would walk without a destination in mind, never knowing what views awaited them. But time spent together always felt peaceful. When they grew tired, they sat on the ground, and Finn shared his beef jerky with them. Their conversations drifted without direction. Finn finally shared his biggest dream, to make a documentary about trains. When his closest friend was still alive, they often attended a train documentary club together. Members shared footage they had filmed and the emotions behind their shots. Finn wanted to make one too, but he didn't own a video camera and he couldn't drive. It had always been his greatest regret. Sometimes the three sat on Finn's doorstep talking, but whenever Olivia saw children kicking a ball near Joey's truck, her heart tightened. She thought of her son and was immediately overwhelmed with grief. To hide her emotions from Finn, she would say she had something to do and quickly walk away. Finn noticed the change in her mood, but never pride. With Joey and Olivia's help, Finn finally filmed the first documentary of his life. It wasn't perfect, but he loved it. They wanted to show it to Olivia right away. She was the one who had given him the camera. When they entered her house, they were surprised to discover a full art studio hidden inside. Their friendship had grown deep enough that they now joked with one another. Joey, the cook, still handled all the food while Finn and Olivia waited to eat. Later, Finn and Olivia sat beside the pool talking. Olivia explained that the house had originally been bought by her ex-husband as a vacation home. She never imagined it would become her refuge from the world. She asked Finn again why he had chosen to live here. This time, Finn told her everything: his childhood, the loneliness, the pain. Then he revealed something shocking, a secret powerful enough to change all three of their lives. They spent the night drinking, talking, and watching train videos together. But the next morning, everything changed. As soon as Finn came downstairs, he unexpectedly ran into Olivia's ex-husband inside her house. Two unfamiliar men stood there with him. From that day on, they never truly saw Olivia again. Even when they crossed paths by chance, they didn't greet each other. Any meeting now had to be planned in advance, distant, careful, and cold. They agreed to meet at a bar for drinks. Finn waited for hours, but Joey never showed up. While leaving the bar, Finn ran into the librarian. She was clearly having problems with her thug-like boyfriend. Watching the way the man treated her, Finn realized how cruel and arrogant he was. Finn wanted to teach him a lesson, but his body was too small. There was nothing he could do. The anger boiled inside him with nowhere to go. He ended up taking it out on a door, slamming it in frustration. Later, Joey finally came to apologize for not showing up. But Finn didn't want explanations. He didn't want forgiveness. He just wanted to be alone. From that day on, Joey's food truck disappeared. The three of them shared one last brief moment of happiness, and then it was gone. Finn returned to the lonely life he once knew. But this time, something was different. He was no longer used to being alone. Every day he walked past Olivia's house, watching from a distance. One day he saw her on the phone, arguing angrily. Finn gathered all his courage and stepped forward, but Olivia had changed. She exploded with anger and kicked him out immediately. That night, Finn went back to the bar. People stared at him the same way they always had. This time, he snapped. He threw his wine glass, climbed onto a table, and stood there without caring who was watching. For the first time, he didn't shrink himself for anyone. Drunk, he left the bar and walked straight down the middle of the train tracks. He stumbled and fell. In the distance, a train was approaching. Finn smiled. When he woke up, everything looked the same. He wasn't afraid of death. What he feared was living completely alone.
Finn returned to Olivia's house once again. This time, she was in a coma. When she finally woke up, Olivia told him everything. Her ex-husband had used the idea of having another child to pressure her into remarrying. But no matter how many children there were, nothing could heal the wound left by the loss of her son. Olivia finally agreed to enter the hospital for psychological treatment. While she was gone, Finn came to her house every day to clean and take care of things. On the day Olivia was discharged, Finn called Joey. He wanted the three of them together one last time, and when they reunited, they filled the emptiness in each other's lives, turning loneliness into connection and silence into meaning. Together, they created some of the most meaningful days of their lives. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, leave a like to support the channel, and thank you for watching.